Right, guys, our next topic is to do with Joker 2. And a certain Lady Gaga is in talks to play, we think Harley Quinn. Well, it says Harley Quinn in the next Joker movie, which they're also thinking, well, not thinking, which they're saying is going to be a musical. Yeah. Anyway.
Tumbleweed.
This comes to us via the Hollywood Reporter. And it says Lady Gaga is in early talks to star opposite Joaquin Phoenix in director Todd Phillips' sequel to Joker, the Oscar-winning $1 billion grossing 2019 Warner Brothers hit based on a DC villain. Okay. Phillips has been writing the script with Joker's co-writer Scott Silver for some time and has finally shown it to the studio. Last week, Phillips revealed on social media the title of the new project, Joker Folie à Deux, referencing a medical term for an identical or similar mental disorder that affects two or more individuals, usually members of the same family. And while the same social media post showed Phoenix reading the script, the actor's involvement is not exactly a fait accompli just yet. Whatever. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Warners have yet to close a deal with the actor, with the two sides deep into it. Details on her character... Oh, enter Gaga. Details on her character are being kept under wraps, but Joker is known for his on-off abusive relationship with Harley Quinn, his psychiatrist at the Arkham Asylum mental institution, who falls in love with him and becomes his sidekick and partner in crime. It is unclear whether Phillips and company are using other DC characters or striking out on their own, as they did in many instances with the first movie. If a deal makes, Gaga would play Quinn. However, this new Quinn exists in a different DC universe than Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, who most recently appeared in 2021's The Suicide Squad, as well as other films. But wait, that's not all. Sources say the sequel is also a musical. When Warners first made Joker, it was far from a sure thing. A dark and moody character piece. The project was a taxi driver meets king of comedy descent into madness, set in a late 70s decaying city. Commercial prospects were deemed nominal, and it was only budgeted at $60 million. By the time it was released in October 2019, Joker was riding a wave of adulation from the fall film festivals, which helped propel the movie into a record-breaking opening weekend, with box office analysts changing their prediction every day. Let me just see. Yeah, that will do. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think of, first of all, Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn, and secondly, being a musical? Damien?
First, have you seen Lady Gaga act?
No.
She's very good.
No, she is.
I've heard
She is.
If you see her in, what was it?
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born, and she was in an American Horror. She is a good
I've
actor.
heard she's good. I've heard she's good.
But she's bad at acting. Trust me, she can sell it. I think she's a great fit. She's a great fit. You know, I believe
she's
in
got
her.
the kookiness that Quinn needs.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's got that. I think they're just throwing that musical thing in there because she's a singer.
No,
I think
the musical thing was mentioned before they were going to her, apparently.
Joaquin Phoenix ain't doing no musical.
But is it a musical in a traditional sense? Do you know what I mean? Like, it might not... They're saying it's a musical, but it might not be a traditional musical. You know?
They could just be throwing musical out there as, like, we've done this in the vein of a musical. It's going to have elements of it, but this is still a straight-up dark psychological
That's what I'm
film.
thinking.
Well, so they're not going to burst into song. Joaquin Phoenix.
Because I can see where a musical could possibly fit in, like when they're in it, like, you know, with the first Joker, when he's thinking of stuff that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
And that could be a musical interlude. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I don't know if that's the way they're going.
It's possible. It's possible. But do you, after the success of the first Joker, just say, oh, let's do a musical now? Do you do that? Or do you take this to the bank and not make it musical and just have a good story? Do you risk it? It's a risk, you know.
It is a risk.
Any musical's a risk.
But they took a risk, as I said before. They took a risk with the first one, which is why I was given a 60 million budget. Because when he came to them and said, "Oh, I'm going to do a dark psychological movie in the vein of Taxi Driver meets The King of Comedy," it's like, okay, for like one of our stalwarts in terms of our characters of the Joker, and they took that and look at the payoff. You know, $1 billion plus. So they clearly trust Todd Phillips with what he's doing. As he says before, he's been writing on the script for some time. So they clearly trust him with it. They've gone to Gaga, which means they know they've got enough power in the script to drag her in. And she's only, when you look at her last performances, she's only really looking for something that's going to get her that Oscar.
Yeah.
Because they were campaigning like mad
for House of
Gucci.
Yeah.
So this says to me that, yeah, they're trying to push it because he got an Oscar for the first one. If there's any way she can get nominated, it's busting out some kind of weird creative performance in the second one that's going to pull on her strong aspects of the performance, which is not just obviously acting. Yeah. There's a singing element as well.
So, but she didn't get nothing. What did she get for The Star Is Born?
I don't think she got a nomination.
I don't remember if she got a nomination. Did she get nominated for House of Gucci though?
Yeah, they were campaigning for it.
Yeah. She got nominated, but obviously she didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
She didn't get it.
To be fair, but they're campaigning for nomination. For
yeah.
But I don't know. It can work, but to Leon's point, like, are you going to gamble with something that's made that much money and go straight up musical? I don't think, to what you said, I don't think it's going to be straight musical. I think it's going to be themes.
Of a musical.
Yeah, maybe.
But, yeah, I don't see Joker like, opening with Les Mis for the opening murder scene and then finishing off with like
maybe Harley Quinn singing in her bedroom some F-free from time to time, just
because if you remember the first Joker, this just crossed my mind now. If you remember the first Joker, when every time he killed someone or was in that sort of like hyper mood, he was dancing, and then the music would play. Remember, so they could use that as a
that kind of way.
Yeah.
I suppose it always could be like it's always her singing whenever she's like, it's the love aspect of her falling for him, and she views all the horror and atrocities that he's committing through song, and she finds beauty in it, and it's expressed that way quite darkly.
That's quite possible actually.
It's. I think when we just hear musical, we think of West Side Story, people jumping up and down, but.
They could be looking at it a different way.
That's it. Something fresh, something new.
At the end of the day, like you said, and like as you said as well, the first Joker was a risk. I'm gonna be honest. I never thought that film was gonna be anything. The only saving grace that I thought was it's Joaquin Phoenix because he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that movie was going to do anything. And what it ended up being was a masterpiece.
The only reason I thought, like you said, was because Joaquin Phoenix is very choosy about what he does.
Yes.
He's one of the most selective. He don't work for the sake of working.
No.
He works for things like, I believe in this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And he normally doesn't do sequels.
So
he really must believe in the script to do...
If he's seen the script, so he must know this is better or on that level.
And
whatever the script looks
according
like.
to this article, he hasn't actually said yes, he's reading the script. So this still could not...
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still up in the air, really.
Okay.
But I've got a feeling the fact that it's come out in a Hollywood Reporter... It's almost a dead cert.
I think you're not making posters with a title on it if
exactly. Because you know they're not going to make the film without Joaquin Phoenix. That's not going to happen.
No. I know.
That's not going to happen.
Because
they could get
like, we got to be in the first one. You're doing this.
Right.
They've got enough trouble as it is.
Yeah, with a certain Mr. Miller.
Yeah, they could get Ben Affleck to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, they like you said, Joaquin Phoenix was offered Doctor Strange and he turned it down.
Yeah.
He turned down a dead cert.
Yeah.
It's
not his thing.
He didn't want to do a sequel.
No, and he knew once you sign up to them,
You're doing sequels.
I'm tired.
You're
Upon
going to be
sequel,
doing a
upon
bit
se-
of Spider-Man. You're going to be doing a bit of this.
How many films, like you said, how many films has Benedict Cumberbatch been in
Right.
since he's been in the
Right.
MCU?
At least 6.
Right.
Right.
He doesn't want to
He's
do
not
that.
doing that. And that's
He's
why he
not gonna
didn't do
that.
it.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
I
don't blame him.
Yeah, I really want to see what happens here. I think Gaga could definitely work with this. I think it can work.
Yeah.
And like you guys said, she's definitely kooky enough to
She's a serious actress.
to pull
She's
off Gaga,
serious.
Harley Quinn. So, yeah. Guys, what do you think about this? Are you happy that Lady Gaga might be joining Joker 2? And what do you think about it being a musical? And would it be a musical in a traditional sense? Leave some comments down below and let us know what you think, please. And with that said,
The show is over.
So, Damien, where can people holler at you?
The description down below the video. Look down and click on the damn thing, smash a like, follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. All that.
And I guess we might as well say the same thing for ourselves, yes?
Ditto.
Right. So, look at the details down below, description down below, and you can reach us all on all of those social media sites and all that good stuff. And until next time.
Bye-bye.